subscribe to our YouTube channel, Joy Learning TV.
Nous nous sommes rencontrés ici une fois encore sur le Joy Learning Channel. Je suis votre facilitatrice, Patricia Abuchi. We have met once again on Joy Learning Channel, and I am your facilitator, Patricia Abuchi. Avant de commencer, écoutez ces phrases. Before we commence today's lesson, or I introduce today's lesson, I would like us to listen or take a look at these sentences on your screen. I like mangoes. I like mangoes. And I know someone's way of saying the type of fruit he or she likes. Yes, I like mangoes. I also do like mangoes. Essie prefers jollof rice and fish. Essie prefers jollof rice and fish. So, amongst all the types of food, Essie's choice is jollof rice and fish. Jean likes to read story books. So Jean is always reading story books. Can you guess our topic for today, or what we will be looking at today? Yes, I can hear someone saying likes and dislikes. Très bien. So for today, we are going to look at how to say what we like, and then how to say what we do not like. I know you have choices. You have choices when it comes to fruits. You have choices when it comes to clothes. You have choices when it comes to colors, games, and so many other things. We know how to say them in English. Today, by the end of today's lesson, you should be able to say at least one thing you like when it comes to fruits, or so say one fruit you like, one color that you like amongst all the colors, or a game that you prefer amongst all the games. So by the end of today's lesson, you, my lovely kids out there, would be able to express your tastes and preferences in French. Yes, by the end of today's lesson, that is what you should be able to do. You should also be able to say what you detest or dislike. So when it comes to fruits, definitely you will not like all of them. You will have one or two you do not like at all, or do not like very much. When it comes to colors, you will have the color that you don't like very much or don't like at all. The same applies to games. So you should be able to say, just as you say what you like, you should be able to say what you don't like by the end of today's lesson. Le goût. Répétez. Le goût. Le goût means tastes. Taste. When we say taste, that is what? Your choice. Amongst all the available choices, the one that you prefer or you want. And there is a saying, or a common saying that goes like this: Chacun a son goût. Chacun a son goût. That means each one and his or her taste. So we all have our individual tastes. What you like, I may not like. What I like, you may not like. So we all have our individual tastes. So we say, chacun à son goût. We can express our tastes and preferences when it comes to food, colors, clothing, hobbies, games, etc. So we have our various choices when it comes to these aspects and more. So we'll look at how to say what we like when it comes to food, when it comes to color, when it comes to the type of clothing, hobby or games. On peut utiliser ces verbes pour exprimer le goût et les préférences. So we can, or one can use these verbs to express tastes and then preferences. So the first verb we have aimer. Aimer. Aimer means to like. To like. The next verb we have adorer. Adorer. And adorer also means to love. That is higher level of like. So you like the thing very much. In that case, you will say you adore that thing. Then we also have préférer. Préférer. Préférer means to prefer. To prefer. Now we'll look at how to express our likes with the use of the verb aimer. We'll take aimer first and look at how we express what we like with the verb aimer, that is to like. Papa aime la pêche. Papa aime la pêche. So take note of how the construction of the sentences have been made. See where the verb is followed by an infinitive, and then see where the verb is followed by a noun. So, Papa aime la pêche. In this instance, la pêche is the noun, that is fishing. So, Papa likes fishing. Papa likes fishing. Gabriel aime danser. Gabriel aime danser. Gabriel likes to dance. So see the tense, the conjugation of the verb danser. It is in the infinitive form. So it means whatever verb you use after the verb aime should, or aimer, should be in the infinitive form. Don't forget. So Gabriel aime danser. Nous aimons faire la cuisine. Nous aimons faire la cuisine. That is, we like to cook. We like to cook, or we like to do some cooking. La dame et toi aimez parler l'anglais. La dame et toi aimez parler l'anglais. So the lady and you like to speak English. The lady and you like to speak English. Ce chien aime dormir sur la natte. Ce chien aime dormir sur la natte. That is, this dog likes to sleep on the mat. This dog doesn't like to sleep anywhere apart from on sleeping on the mat. We continue with the verb aimer. We have j'aime manger du riz au gras au poulet. J'aime manger du riz au gras au poulet. I like to eat jollof rice with chicken. Yes, that is someone's favorite food, I know. I also like to eat jollof rice with chicken. So we say, j'aime manger du riz au gras au poulet. Le professeur aime parler aux enfants. Le professeur aime parler aux enfants. That means the teachers like to speak to their children. Yes, our teachers always like to speak to us. When they speak to us, they are happy. So the teachers like to speak to their children. Maman et moi aimons faire les achats. Maman et moi aimons faire les achats. Mama and me, like to do some shopping or like to go shopping. We all like to go shopping with our mothers, right? So that mommy can buy us one or two that we ask her. Yes, so we like to go shopping with mama. Les enfants aiment regarder la télévision. Les enfants aiment regarder la télévision. The children like to watch television. Is that not what we like to do? Yes. We like to watch television as children. But remember, you make sure you don't always watch cartoons alone. Watch joy learning as well. Now let's look at adorer. Adorer. Examples of how to say what you like using adorer. We have les Ghanéens adorent le football. Les Ghanéens adorent le football. That is, Ghanaians love football very much. Is that not it? Yes. When Ghana is playing football, you will see people running here and there to get to a place where they can watch television or the football on the television. So you see when they score, you will hear the sound. That will tell you how Ghanaians love football. So les Ghanéens adorent le football. Kofi adore faire la nettoyage. Kofi adore faire la nettoyage. Kofi loves to clean, or Kofi loves cleaning. So as children, we shouldn't dislike cleaning our environment. So Kofi is telling us that we should like cleaning. Les apprenants adorent lire leurs livres. Les apprenants adorent lire leurs livres. That is, the students or the learners love to read their books, their textbooks or reading books. So as students, we are supposed to adore or love reading our textbooks. Afi et moi adorons chanter. Afi et moi adorons chanter. That is, Afi and me love to sing. So Afi and me, when we meet, we sing together. Next, we have vous adorez faire la lecture. Vous adorez faire la lecture. You plural like to read or like reading. You plural like reading. More examples with the use of adorer. Les chiens adorent l'os. Les chiens adorent l'os. And that means dogs love bones, don't they? Yes. If you want a dog to be your friend, always give that dog some bones and the dog will like you forever. So dogs love bones. Mon père adore préparer les repas. Mon père adore préparer les repas. My daddy loves to cook meals. My daddy loves to cook or prepare meals. Les filles aiment porter des robes jolies. Les filles aiment porter les robes jolies. The girls love to wear beautiful or nice dresses. Don't we girls? Yes, we girls love to look good in beautiful dresses. So we say the girls love to wear beautiful or nice dresses. Le chauffeur aime voyager beaucoup. Le chauffeur aime voyager beaucoup. That is, the driver likes to travel a lot. Yes, drivers like to travel a lot. So they move from one place to the other. When passengers are moving from one place to another, so they tend to love traveling. Now let's look at some examples with the use of préférer. Préférer, that is to prefer. So you have a lot and then you decide on one. So you prefer one to the others. So examples of sentences with the use of préférer, we have je préfère les oranges. Je préfère les oranges. Me, I prefer oranges. Next, we have son oncle préfère lire le journal. Son oncle préfère lire le journal. That is, his uncle prefers to read journals or newspapers. So his uncle or her uncle prefers reading newspaper. Nous préférons manger le riz avec la sauce de concombre. Nous préférons manger le riz avec la sauce de concombre. We prefer to eat rice with concombre stew. Yes, that is someone's favorite. I can see someone shouting, yes, yes, that's what I like. So if that is what you like, that is how you put it. Nous préférons manger le riz avec la sauce de concombre. So if it is you alone, as in me, as I'm standing here, I want to say, I prefer eating rice with concombre stew. I will say, je préfère manger le riz avec la sauce de concombre. Got it? Yes. Elle préfère aller au stade. Elle préfère aller au stade. That is, the girls prefer to go to the stadium. The girls prefer to go to the stadium. Ma sœur et toi préférez parler le français. Ma sœur et toi préférez parler le français. That is, my sister and you prefer to speak French. So of all the languages, my sister and you prefer French over the other languages. We continue with the preferences, that is with the use of the préféré. We have l'oiseau préfère son nid. L'oiseau préfère son nid. That is, the bird prefers its nest. So the bird always will go round. By the end of the day, will come and perch in its nest. Maman et son ami préfèrent acheter des aliments au marché. Maman et son ami préfèrent acheter des aliments au marché. Mama and her friend prefer to buy some items or food items from the market. Elle préfère voyager en avion. Elle préfère voyager en avion ou bien par avion. So she prefers to travel by air. So of all the means of transportation, she prefers to go by air. On peut utiliser ces mots pour exprimer le goût. There are some words that one can also use in addition to the verbs we have just looked at to express our likes and our dislikes. So one of such words is beaucoup. Beaucoup. And beaucoup means a lot. A lot. And the next word is assez. Assez. That is not so much. Not so much. So as if you like it as if you don't like it. You don't like it very much, neither do you detest it totally. So we say either it's a lot or not so much, not so at all. So we have the beaucoup and assez. Now let's look at the use of beaucoup and assez in some sentences so we can get used to how to use them to express our likes and our dislikes. J'aime beaucoup les mangues. J'aime beaucoup les mangues. So I like mangoes very much or a lot. I like mangoes a lot or very much. So it means I like banana, I like oranges, I like apples, but when it comes to mangoes, mangoes are the best amongst the rest. So the beaucoup is telling us that not that I don't like bananas as well, I do. But when you give me banana and mangoes, I will go for mangoes. Papa aime assez les ananas. Papa aime assez les ananas. That is, Papa doesn't like bananas so much. So he likes bananas less. So he's not into the taking or eating of bananas. So it means when you give him banana and another fruit, he will go for the other fruit he prefers. So he wouldn't go for the pineapples. Then we have nous aimons beaucoup regarder le film. Nous aimons beaucoup regarder le film. We like to watch films very much. So we like to do a lot of things, but watching films is what we like to do a lot. Now, before we go to the expressions of dislike, I would like us to go over the expressions that we use to express our likes and our preferences before we come to the dislikes. So for the sake of those who may have missed one or two or are waiting for me to say go for your exercise books or notebooks and your pens before they do, for their sake, I would go over them for them to write them down. So the first verb that we use to express our likes and preference, we say aimer, aimer, and that is to like. And the next verb we have adorer, adorer. Adorer means to love. Then the préférer, préférer means to prefer. So these are the three verbs we use when we are talking of our likes or tastes and preferences. So we looked at some examples with the use of aimer, and we saw Papa aime la pêche, Gabriel aime danser, nous aimons faire la cuisine, la dame et toi aimez parler l'anglais, ce chien aime dormir sur la natte. J'aime manger du riz au gras au poulet. Les professeurs aiment parler aux enfants. Maman et moi aimons faire les achats. Les enfants aiment regarder la télévision. Now we looked at some sentences with the use of adorer. And we saw them as les gagnants adorent le football. Kofi adore faire la nettoyage. Les apprenants adorent lire leurs livres. Les apprenants adorent lire leurs livres. Afi et moi adorons chanter. Vous adorez faire la lecture. We saw more examples with the use of adorer as les chiens adorent l'os. Mon père adore préparer les repas. Les filles aiment porter des robes jolies. Les chauffeurs aiment voyager beaucoup. Now with the verb préférer, we saw the use of préférer in some sentences as je préfère les oranges. Son oncle préfère lire le journal. Nous préférons manger le riz avec la sauce de concombre. Elle préfère aller au stade. Ma sœur et toi préférez parler le français. More examples with the verb préférer. We have l'oiseau préfère son nid. Maman et son ami préfèrent acheter des aliments au marché. Elle préfère voyager en avion. We also looked at some two words that normally are used with the verbs we have looked at. And we saw them as beaucoup and assez. And we saw some sentences with the use of the beaucoup and assez as j'aime beaucoup les mangues. Papa aime assez les ananas. Nous aimons beaucoup regarder le film. Good. I believe you have now filled in where you may have missed out. Now let's continue with how to express our dislikes or our distaste. So, how to say I don't like this or I dislike this. So, what we do there is put the verb that is the aimer, the adorer, or the préférer between ne and pas. Yes, to negate sentences in French, you just put the verb between the ne and the pas. So the verb aimer, adorer, préférer, détester. In fact, detest is saying, then already saying I don't like. So you don't need to negate it. It's already saying negative. So the positive ones, that is the aimer, the adorer, the préférer, are what you will put between the ne and the pas. So we have n'aimer pas, not to like, n'adorer pas, not to love, détester, to detest or to hate. Now let's look at some sentences with the use of n'aimer pas. So it means we'll have to conjugate the verb aimer, that is between the ne and the pas, depending on the subject in the sentence. So we have la dame n'aime pas les oranges. La dame n'aime pas les oranges. That is, the lady doesn't like oranges. The lady doesn't like oranges. Monsieur Mensah et sa femme n'aiment pas danser. Monsieur Mensah et sa femme n'aiment pas danser, which means Monsieur Mensah and his wife don't like to dance. So when you call them to dance, they don't like it. Nous n'aimons pas manger pendant la pause. Nous n'aimons pas manger pendant la pause, which means we don't like to eat during break or during the break time. Now let's look at n'adorer pas. So we'll conjugate adorer, depending on the subject in the sentence. So we have les enfants n'adorent pas le piment. Les enfants n'adorent pas le piment. The children don't like pepper. Do you like pepper as children? No. So when the food has so much pepper, you see the children saying, I will not eat, mommy. So the children do not like pepper. Son fils n'adore pas la lecture. Son fils n'adore pas la lecture. That is, his or her son does not love to read or doesn't love reading. So when it comes to reading, his or her son dislikes it. Le chat n'adore pas crier. Le chat n'adore pas crier. That is, the cat doesn't love to shout or to cry. So the cat doesn't like to shout or to cry. When you hear the cat crying or shouting, then it's either hungry or it's under some form of attack. But naturally, the cat doesn't like to shout or to cry. Mes parents n'adorent pas les enfants paresseux. Mes parents n'adorent pas les enfants paresseux. My parents do not like lazy children. My parents dislike lazy children. Now let's see how détester has been used. Les professeurs détestent les apprenants qui bavardent. Les professeurs détestent les apprenants qui bavardent. That is, the teachers detest students who talk too much. So, if you are in the habit of talking too much, know that your teachers will not like you. So, for your teachers to like you, you talk less. That is when you are supposed to talk. Marie déteste les pommes. Marie déteste les pommes. That is, Mary hates apples or detests apples or dislikes apples. Elsie et moi détestons la natation. Elsie et moi détestons la natation. That is, Elsie and me hate swimming. So we don't like to swim or we don't like swimming. Paul et toi détestez parler en classe. Paul et toi détestez parler en classe. That is, Paul and you hate or detest to talk in class. Paul and you hate or detest to talk in class. Now, of all that we have said, we are going to have a little exercise. But before that, just as I did with the likes and the preferences, we are going to go over how to say the dislike once again. So we said the expressions used for the dislikes. We have the n'aimez pas, n'adorez pas, détester. N'aimez pas, not to like, n'adorez pas, not to love, and then détester, to detest or to hate. So with the use of the n'aimez pas, we had la dame n'aime pas les oranges. Monsieur Mesa et sa femme n'aiment pas danser. Nous n'aimons pas manger pendant la pause. With the n'adorez pas, we saw les enfants n'adorent pas le piment. Son fils n'adore pas la lecture. Le chat n'adore pas crier. Mes parents n'adore pas les enfants paresseux. Then with the use of détester, we saw les professeurs détestent les apprenants qui bavardent. Marie déteste les pommes. Essie et moi détestons la natation. Paul et toi détestez parler en classe. Now to our exercise. As usual, go for your pens and papers if so you have not, and then try your hands on these for me. So the exercise is, you are going to write down your favorite food, fruit, color, and game using the following verbs: aimer, adorer, préférer. So you will write one food that you like, one fruit of your choice, one color that you love, and then one game among all the games that you prefer. So one each is what you are going to write down for me. So start work and then write the food you like best, the fruits you like best, your favorite color, and your favorite game. At least one of them. Make sure you use the verbs aimer, adorer, préférer. Use them as we have done in the sentences we have looked at. Okay, now the responses. So when it comes to food, we say les plats ou bien les repas. So someone can say, j'aime manger le foufou avec la soupe de pommes. J'aime manger le foufou avec la soupe de pommes. That is, I love or I like to eat fufu with palm nut soup. That is someone's choice. Someone too can say, j'aime le foufou avec la soupe d'arachide. J'aime le foufou avec la soupe d'arachide, which is, I like fufu with groundnut soup. That is someone's choice as well. Someone else can choose or say, j'adore les bankou avec la sauce de gombo. J'adore les bankou avec la sauce de gombo. That is, I love bankou with okra stew. That is someone's favorite. Someone's favorite too might be, je préfère le bankou avec la soupe de gombo. So someone will not like the okra stew but may prefer the okra soup. So in that case, the person will say, mais c'est, je préfère le bankou avec la soupe de gombo. I believe you had this structure. Yes. So either you use the M with the to eat followed by the name of the food, or you use the M followed by the food straight away, the name of the food straight away, or you use the adore and then the to eat, then the name of the food you like, or you use prefer, that is the verb préférer, followed by the verb manger, then the food you like best, or you use the adore and the food straight away, or the prefer and then the food straight away. So mark yourself if you had the structure correct. Mark it. If you didn't, just copy these and then say the exact food you like or prefer using the structure that we have here. Any of them will be able to say the food you like best. Now let's look at when it comes to fruits, that is les fruits, how to express our taste in fruits. So we say, j'aime les mangues. J'aime les mangues. I like mangoes. I like mangoes. Someone too can say, j'adore manger les oranges. I love to eat oranges. I love to eat oranges. Another person can have this as his or her choice. J'aime les pommes. J'aime les pommes. I like apples. I like apples. Someone else's preference may be, je préfère les ananas. Je préfère les ananas. I prefer pineapples. I prefer pineapples. Then we can also say, j'adore les bananes. J'adore les bananes. I love bananas. I love bananas. You can also use the beaucoup and the assez whilst expressing your likes when it comes to fruit. So for example, if you like mango so much, you say, j'aime beaucoup les mangues. J'aime beaucoup les mangues. But if you don't like mango so much, you can say, j'aime assez les mangues. Now when it comes to color, we say couleur. Couleur, la couleur. So we are going to express our tastes when it comes to colors. We say, j'adore la couleur rouge. J'adore la couleur rouge. That is, I like the color red. That is someone's favorite color. Another person's favorite color may be, j'aime la couleur jaune. J'aime la couleur jaune. That is, I love the yellow color. Or, je préfère la couleur noire. Je préfère la couleur noire. That is, I love or I prefer the color black. J'aime la couleur verte. J'aime la couleur verte. I like the color green. I like the green color. Or, j'adore la couleur blanche. J'adore la couleur blanche. I like or I love the color white. I love the color white. Someone will be saying, why have we used the feminine forms of the colors? Yes, we have used the feminine forms of the colors because of the la couleur. La couleur is a feminine singular noun. So it has to go with the feminine singular forms of the adjectives of colors. So we have the feminine singular forms being used throughout. Now when it comes to games or game, of all the games we have our various preferences or our various tastes as well. So we have, j'aime jouer le football. J'aime jouer le football. That is, I like to play football. I like to play football. Someone else can say, j'adore le tennis. Ou bien, j'adore le tennis ball. I love tennis. Je préfère le basket ou bien le basketball. So, I prefer basketball. J'aime jouer le ampé. J'aime jouer le ampé. I like ampé. Or I like to play ampé. J'adore nager. J'adore nager. I love to swim. I love to swim. Now the next exercise is, we have now said at least one thing that we like amongst food items or amongst the types of food we have. One thing we like when it comes to color, when it comes to game. Now we are going to look at what we like, what we do not like when it comes to food, fruit, color, and game. So we will use the n'aimer pas, n'adorer pas, and détester. So those are the three we will use. So before we do it together, try your hands on them. Say at least, or write down at least one type of food you do not like. One type of fruit you do not like. One type of color you do not like. And one type of game you do not like. So these are the verbs given to be used. Make sure you conjugate the aimer, the adorer, the détester. You need to conjugate them depending on the subject. So in this case, the subject is what? Je, you, je. You say je because you are saying what you like or what you don't like. So you are the subject. So the conjugation should be dependent on the subject, the gender and number of the subject. Okay, let's do it together. So when it comes to food, how to express your dislike, you can say, je n'aime pas manger le riz au gras. Je n'aime pas manger le riz au gras. I don't like to eat jollof rice. That is someone. Someone says, I don't like jollof rice. Someone also can say, je n'adore pas de la bouillie. Je n'adore pas de la bouillie. I don't love porridge. I don't love porridge. Someone likes to go heavy, not porridge. So in the morning, the person prefers to go for heavy meal instead of going for porridge. Someone else can also say, je déteste le foufou avec la soupe de palme. Je déteste le foufou avec la soupe de palme. That is, I don't like or I detest fufu with palm nut soup. Another person's choice or dislike may be, je n'aime pas beaucoup le bankou avec la soupe d'arachide. Someone can say, I don't like banku with groundnut soup so much. I don't, not that he or she hates it, but given the option, he or she will go for another food. But if there is no other food, the person will manage to eat the banku and then the groundnut soup. So I don't like banku and groundnut soup so much. Now let's look at our dislikes when it comes to fruits. How to say our dislike in terms of fruits. So we have je n'aime pas la banane. Je n'aime pas la banane. I don't like banana. I don't like banana. Someone else can also say je n'adore pas les oranges. Je n'adore pas les oranges. I do not love oranges. I don't love oranges. Another can say je déteste les pommes. Je déteste les pommes. I hate or I detest apples. Then another can also say je n'aime pas beaucoup les ananas. I do not like pineapples so much. Not that the person hates pineapples, so the person doesn't like it so much. So given the option, he or she will go for another type of fruit. But in case there is no option, the person will manage with the pineapple. Now let's look at how to say our dislike when it comes to colors. So we have je n'aime pas la couleur noire. Je n'aime pas la couleur noire. I don't like the color black. I don't like the color black. Someone else can also say je n'adore pas la couleur verte. Je n'adore pas la couleur verte. I don't love the color green, or I don't love the green color. Or another person can say je déteste la couleur grise. I hate or I dislike the gray color. Now when it comes to game, we can say je n'aime pas jouer le ballon. I don't like to play football. Or je n'adore pas le tennis. I don't love tennis ball. Or je déteste le basket. That is, I dislike or detest basketball. So I believe you have been able to say your likes and dislikes, at least one like and one dislike when it comes to food, when it comes to color, when it comes to game, when it comes to what else? You have color, game, you have fruits, and then you have food. So you have been able to say what you like in terms of food, in terms of game, in terms of color, and in terms of fruits. Très bien. So what have we learned today? Today we have learned how to say what we like and what we do not like in French. That is with regard to food, fruit, color, and game. Rejoignez-moi une fois encore. Jusqu'à là, c'est moi, Patricia Abuchi, votre facilitatrice. Au revoir et merci.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Joy Learning TV.